Hello, it is so nice to meet you. If you are looking to understand what Google Search Console is and how you can link it to your Squarespace and and why that matters, but also what that allows you to see, then you're in the right place. We are going to take a look at that. My name is Ashley Brock, and I am a digital marketing consultant and coach, and I help small business owners or influencers or entrepreneurs who are ready to start a business grow their presence online. Because what I know about small business owners is you're likely wearing so many hats and you're really, really good at what you do. You just may need a little bit of support in marketing what you do. So if you're watching this, it's because you maybe have already downloaded the free guide that I have. It's 3 tools that you can use for your website that every business owner should use. And one of those is what we're about to walk through right now, which is Google Search Console. So if you haven't downloaded the free guide, it's ashleybrock.com/3 and then tools, and it's also linked below. And many of you have actually already downloaded that, which is why you're here, because I wanted to help you because it can be a little bit technical when you get this set up. So what Google Search Console is it's a way for Google to validate that you own your website. And then it's also a tool that allows you to submit to Google when you make changes on your website. And then this tool also gives you recommendations and ideas and kind of flags when there are challenges or issues with your website so that you can improve it. So it gives you data on what led people to your site. It gives you, notifications when there are issues. And it's also almost like your bell to ring to Google to say, hey, Google, I just made changes on my website and I want you to crawl it. Because if you think about it, and I teach this in my program to my small business owners, if you think about it, there are so many websites that exist. And so Google is constantly, and search engines in general, are constantly trying to crawl to understand what your website has to offer. So this tool kind of gives you a fast track to say, hey, I've made changes, crawl my website, versus just letting Google, over time, eventually crawl your website as you make changes. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is specifically for if you have Squarespace, but even if you don't, what I'm going to show you will help. So let me share my screen and I will get this kicked off for us. So the first thing you need to do is just go to Google Search Console, and it'll take you to this website right here, which is where we're going to go. So you just want to create a Google Search Console account first. And so what's going to happen once you plug in your email is it's going to ask you for your website URL. So once you plug that in and you just type in your website URL, you're going to get these instructions. And this is where most business owners get stuck. They're like, I don't know what this is. I do, XYZ. I do not do website coding and editing. And that's why I created this, because I want to help you guys, because it's not as complicated as it looks, even though it's very scary. So what it's going to, basically, Google just wants to make sure that you own your website. And the way for Google to ensure that you do is by you being able to edit a piece of code on it to say, hey, yes, I own this website, so much so that I was able to edit this piece of code on the website. And then Google, crawls and validates and says, oh, I see that piece of code we just gave you. This must be your website. So that's kind of why we have to do this. So I always recommend doing any DNS provider. And even though Google recommends the TXT, it's really no different. I just normally do the CNAME. And it doesn't even matter that you don't know what these are right now. All it's doing is showing us where we're going to plug this in. So if you have a Squarespace site or any website, it's going to ask you which one you want to do. So let's just pretend we do CNAME. So in Squarespace specifically, I'm going to walk you through where you would go to add this. But in general, if you go to your website, whether you have Wix or WordPress or Squarespace or Kajabi or any of those other platforms, what you're going to do is Google right now how to navigate to DNS settings on Wix, on WordPress. I'm going to show you Squarespace now. But if you Google how to find my DNS settings, it'll bring you to where you're going to plug this information in. So for Squarespace specifically, I logged into one of these small business owners who I support and coach on their digital marketing. And so I go to domains, and then you click on the domain, and then you scroll to the bottom. It says DNS settings, and then you click edit. And so all you're going to do is go back to this screen, and it says CNAME, label, and host, and you would just click copy. And then you go right here where it says add a new record, post, and you paste. And then the last piece is it's asking you for the destination and target. So you click copy, and then you go back and you paste that here, and then click save. And once you do that, you'll click verify and Google will say, yay, you're all set. So it's that simple. You just need to know, you needed to know where to put the host and destination label. So once you do that and you click save and you're verified, another cool thing that you get access to in Squarespace and some of the other website platforms is if you, and also let me go back. So to navigate to the DNS settings on Squarespace, on the left-hand menu, you go to settings, domains, click on the domain. Okay, so the other perk that you get when you do this is on Squarespace specifically, if you go to analytics and you go to search keywords, you are not going to have any data or even the ability to see this. You'll actually have a pop-up that kind of blocks you, and it'll say, if you want to do this, you need a link Search Console. So there will be a button to click link Search Console. And then because you're doing it from inside Squarespace, once you connect your email, it'll say, yep, you've already got a Google Search Console account. You're all set. And you'll be able to start to see data. So this will allow you to start to see the keywords that someone searched for that ultimately led them to your website. So it's some extra cool data. So that's just another perk that you get. All right, so that's the high level overview, is essentially you are going to be able to have a Google Search Console account. And then there's some other cool tips and tricks, which I can share in another video on what it allows you to do. But being able to submit to Google when you make changes on your website is huge, because one of the things I teach my small business owners in the program, in the Marketing Matters program that I offer, is what changes should you make to your website to improve it, and then how often, how frequently should you submit those, and having this account is the first step. So if that was helpful, let me know. And if you have any questions, or you're getting stuck, or you have other questions about Search Console, comment or email me at ashley@ashleybrock.com, and I would love to help you. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching, and way to go on growing your business and learning something new today.